Hi everyone, Mark Kwok here. If you know anything about me, you know that I love getting good deals. And a big part of getting good deals is actually to buy used. Some people have this like major thing against buying used, and yeah, maybe I get it for like things that are super grungy and nasty perhaps, but people really need to know that sometimes used can be the greatest way to get a good deal, way beyond any coupon, way beyond any sort of sale or whatever's going on. I would highly suggest buying used if you can. And I want to share with you guys some tips that I've kind of learned over the last decade, 2 decades that I've been buying used. And maybe I'll make a series on this as well, because I swear this is like a big part of my life. A little too much, honestly. I hunt for deals used all the time, and that's why I have so many things that I think are nice, is because they're mostly all just used. So here are 5 tips on how to buy used and some things to think about. Now, number 1 is you gotta understand the value of an item before going out and trying to buy something used. We all obviously have the MSRP price that's out there just for a new item, right? We know what that is. It's public information, but you often don't know how much depreciation there is after it's been used for a little bit. Think about an iPhone that's 2 years old, or a pair of headphones that might be the last generation. How do you really know how much it's worth, how much it should be worth, so on? So my tip is this: go to ebay.com. Type in the exact thing that you're looking for. Let's say it's a pair of Bose 700 headphones. You type that in the search bar and then filter for sold items. What that does is it actually shows you all of the different Bose 700s that's been sold recently, and you'll actually see what they were sold for. So the pricing, you'll eventually see, oh my gosh, okay, this is about the range that I should be paying. So this gives you a really good idea of what the general pricing of a specific item is. And you can do this for anything. Like literally everything is bought and sold in eBay. Number 2 tip on buying used: I would try, if you can, to buy more expensive things used as opposed to more cheap things. Finding an H&M t-shirt on used it's just not worth your time. Buy it new. You're gonna spend maybe a couple dollars extra. You'll know it's new. You know, don't stress about it for another second. Used can be kind of stressful, right? Because it depends on what's out there. It depends on the quality and the amount of use and all these sort of things. Don't stress about it for the small things. Stress about it for when it costs you hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars. That's when used has a bigger difference. Why? Because the discount, let's say on a $20 item, if you buy it used, might be $10. But sometimes for some things, you can actually have discounts as big as $1,000 if you're buying a $2,000 item. That's a much better use of your time if you're buying more expensive things used. Here's another quick thing to add. The more expensive the item is, generally that means that the person that bought that thing had the means. And so this isn't always the case, but oftentimes those are the folks that are not beating this thing, using it like crazy. They might take care of their things a little better because they know they spent so much on it. So you might actually get a more pristine or clean item as a result of it being more expensive. 3, I think a category that used is really good for is actually tech. If you are not the type that is all about getting the latest and greatest, I think there definitely is a portion of the population that needs the latest and greatest, the newest thing. But if you're okay with just like 1 generation back, or maybe just a little bit older, think about headphones, think about phones, think about computers. If you're okay with that, the discounts are pretty significant. For example, sometimes you can find cameras. So digital cameras is an area that upgrades very quickly. You can find cameras and lenses for half the price, 30% of the price, just 1 generation back. And the quality of the image, honestly, these days might be really just as good. People wouldn't be able to tell between this generation of camera and 1 generation back. So categories within tech like audio, video, computers, I mean, these things just are amazing deals when you can buy them used. Once the new generation is out, oftentimes the market just gets flooded with the latest generation before that. And so you have an opportunity to get an amazing price. The 4th tip is, if you see a lot of value in getting things used and you see kind of you reap the rewards of this amazing discount, I would suggest making it part of just a normal shopping experience. When you make a decision that, hey, I need a new pair of jeans, when I need a new laptop, Just automatically, my suggestion is to go to eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. Those are the most widely used platforms to buy and sell used items. Just take a quick look. Hey, I'm looking for a Canon EOS R. Just type it into Craigslist, type it into Facebook Marketplace, type it into eBay. That'll take 5 minutes. And then you'll be able to understand, all right, I can actually get this at a significant discount. Now, if you don't see a good deal or that particular item is not within the local area, then you have nothing to worry about. Just go ahead and go to Canon or Best Buy or wherever you were gonna go anyway. But at least you checked, because I've done it where I don't check. And then maybe a couple days later, some reason I look on Craigslist for that same item, and I could have gotten it for 50% off, perfect condition, but I didn't, just because I didn't check. I didn't have it as part of my checklist. So create a habit if you can. Just check those 3 places: Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, eBay. And the last tip is almost always negotiate, even if it's a little. Generally, people are okay with just even a little bit of discount. They put these things on these sites expecting to get some kind of negotiation. If you go in and just accept it immediately, oftentimes you could have gotten a better deal. Now, I do have an exception to that. If you already know the pricing is so good, it's better than kind of anything you've seen out there, it's clear that this is going to get snatched up real quick, then I wouldn't immediately go in for a negotiation, because you already understand the market. You know this has been underpriced. So just go in, be the first one, and oftentimes you'll be able to get it if you are the first one. That is one time when I don't think this negotiation is necessary, but for every other scenario, let's say it's been on the market for several days or even weeks, or I don't know, it's not that great of a deal. It's like good enough that you would buy it used, but it's not like doorbuster good deal. Then I would absolutely make sure that you negotiate even a little bit. All right, so to review, number 1, understand the value of things. Look at ebay.com, try to figure out what it's worth. Number 2, buy more expensive things used as opposed to cheaper things. It'll give you a lot more value. Number 3, look at tech items as a clear vertical for buying used, because updates happen so quickly and the previous generation is usually still pretty good. 4, make a habit of checking eBay, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace. There are 3 places that you can always find decent deals at. And then 5, always negotiate, even if it's a little bit, unless it is an item that you know 100% is way below market. So negotiate. So again, I'll have more tips for you guys, because I have done this for years, decades at this point. So maybe I can do a series. If you want that, let me know. But I would highly suggest, if you want some savings, try and buy used. It actually even... If you think about it, it actually helps the environment and sustainability too. And, you know, it helps the person selling. They kind of want to sell this clearly because it's out in the market. So it's a win-win for everyone. Okay, so there's 5 tips. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. I'm Mark Kwok. I'll see you guys on the next one.